Six. We remove all the girls, logistics. You want here top speed, Olympics. Yo, what up, people? It's your boy Natalie, and I'm watching HRETV, man. Keep it locked. Badman operator.
Hello, guys. It's your girl Pamela Odame Watara, and I just want to recommend HRETV for you guys for all your latest interviews. Just stay tuned at HRETV. I love you guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching me live on HRE TV. HR, His Royal Majesty. Oh my goodness, I love the name of this TV. HRE TV. Oh my goodness. Just catch us live on YouTube. Just go there, HRE TV, and click subscribe, and then get update on everything that they put there, and then watch them also live on Facebook. When you hear the name HRTV, you are talking about television that comes from the heart. Oh, HRTV. Oh, makuma tomi emwati. Me that one say.
Good morning, children. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, R, E, H, R, E, H, R, E, T, V. Go and watch H, R, E, TV. Bye bye. H, R, H.
I was at war, your friend Carla Boss, the only boss with what is. Do you know about TapTapSend? Unima Metro. TapTapSend is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download TapTapSend on Google Play Store or App Store. We download it and then you register. Register and you are good to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. TapTapSend. Why wouldn't that? I was at war, your friend Carla Boss, the only boss with what is. Do you know about TapTapSend? Unima Metro. TapTapSend is one of the easiest, convenient, reliable money transfer app you can get. You can download TapTapSend on Google Play Store or App Store. We download it and then you register. Register and you are good to go to send money across every place, many countries in the world. TapTapSend. Why wouldn't that?
Yankutunana sio nyamenono. Yanana siya wa maya tamfuati shoko. Hey, dia wane dia no. Wayama na yamengwangwa. Hey, wayama na timwae. Atamfuati shoko. Get for me, didn't unbreakable joy is blessing. Oh, share HRETV. Kosuana she. Now be unbreakable. Keep it locked.
Check the statistics. What from beaucoup d'État on my big six. We remove all the girls, logistics. You want here top speed, Olympics. Yo, what up, people? It's your boy Natalie, and I'm watching HRETV, man. Keep it locked. Badman operator.
Hello, guys. It's your girl Pamela Odame Watara, and I just want to recommend HRETV for you guys for all your latest interviews. Just stay tuned at HRETV. I love you guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching me live on HRE TV. HR, His Royal Majesty. Oh my goodness, I love the name of this TV. HRE TV. Oh my goodness. Just catch us live on YouTube. Just go there, HRE TV, and click subscribe, and then get update on everything that they put there, and then watch them also live on Facebook. When you hear the name HRTV, you are talking about television that comes from the heart. Oh, HRTV. Oh, makuma tomi emwati. Me that one say.
Good morning, children. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, R, E, H, R, E, H, R, E, T, V. Go and watch H, R, E, TV. Bye bye. H, R, H.
Akwaba kɛseɛ ɛba dwada dwumadia yɛde brɛ mo nnwuma bia no nonsia pɛpɛɛpɛ ne yɛde abrɛ mo ɛwɔ HRTV so dwumadia yɛato ne din sɛ Time with TapTapSend. Dwumadia yɛdi ne sɛ abrɛ ne brɛ ne nyinaa no yɛbrɛ mo nsɛm ahia a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ abrochi anaasɛ the diaspora no na afei deɛ yɛsua ho adeɛ na yɛde abɔ abra pa teacher bi te sɛ ɛba immigration mu asɛm anaasɛ ebia yɛntɔ dan yɛn set up a business anaasɛ ebia asetram fa asɛm bia ebehia bia ɛna also ne yakɔ so ɛwɔ Ghana so no kwan yɛbɛfa so yɛtumi akɔ invest wɔ Ghana ɛne ɛho nsɛm bebree na ɛnɛ dwumidi a yɛdi atwa so 3 weeks in a row no ɛna yɛbɛbɛtoa so and then the last session a yɛne lawyer Rhoda Frimpong ɛba bɛtwetwe na wohwɛ yɛ a mo follow precedents no first one no yɛkasae about spouse and fiancé visa and last week there no was about parents, children and siblings visa path no and in there the yɛde bɛtwa to akra yɛ employees and student visa path as well. Kwan a yɛbɛfa so ne yɛtumi anya the right way a yɛbɛtumi apɛ asetena pa ma yɛbusuafo anaasɛ yɛbɛtumi so ayɛ mo so yɛtumi aba kroma no sɛ no ɛno bi ɛna yɛtwetwe ho nkɔmmɔ ɛnɛ no na next week nyame boa topic a yɛbɛtreat ne how to buy a home in America. Yɛtreat pɛn but then it's the demand of the people say yɛnsa fa mmerɛ biom nti nyame boa next week we will talk about how to buy a home. Then the week after that, we'll talk about how to go through the lending process because so those topics go hand to hand. Then the week after that, we're looking into cybersecurity because October is cybersecurity month. And we'll be looking into all that good stuff. Now, I said the best jumede na sini yanko da aboa for maso ya sini aye di jumede ebra mo ase. Bosom famity jumede mfimfia minimudi jumede FM PK for us so we producer directors also any na Lord and na Boat as also na A-Class any Danny so a producers and editors at large. Now in there about process in the digital media Abraham teacher feel good services also per mental health speaker and education via potential client our feelgoodservices@gmail.com. So also be na feel good services and control say whether and I say bia wa sorry no. Ne nyina sɛ wadwenem bibia bɛyɛ kama ne nyina baabi ade wuti ɛto nti open affordable homes bi na wa rent na sɛ bia bɛyɛ Airbnb na wotimi ɛne ebusua ɛtimi atwa spede de ɛwɔ street a from ɛwɔ 513-372-5758 and also mo Ghana number na +233-208-149504 IBM obetimi so arechi obo ɛwɔ feelgoodservices@gmail.com no be no edi inktown. Happy Glow GHS brand better beauty supplies in your pedicure manicure and member na sebe but now why the day and they say some people no best na on paso nyina ye moja enye bibia say enye ntontom but wa wo nan na kotwi wa wo nan ana ama moja eprem so ado no connect your pedicure no manicure now so now onye no to kama omo Asham Estates right opposite Veggies and Grill from Monabi the any omo Indie Media come on. But also also a wellness clinic Ohio and Maryland license. Almost say oba mama good family nurse practitioner obey your primary care or yes so mama good IV hydration and that's a weight management cry but guys and chappy cry near treaty weight management or program so with incoming doctor and your pamper into know this is something that you should take very seriously if that is something that all should acquire. Yenya ba Millicent or also say bra now on the ending concerning income protection, college fund, and ABMs with no life insurance for you and your family in order to fight financial ignorance in America. No fair Yenya ba Millicent or also 937-321-2270 and now say 937-270-9882. Opemu nankasa after the startup send and I become farmer when we busia for any wadofo nyina no we are for ne bebia wo bia no ne obetima send sika akọ Ghana startup send the new process subscriber and no the wallet system whereby obetimi agisika no e agu kotoko mu egu honom na rate no tama obe locking no sa rate na be locking no sa rate na be wo dia time ya we so be send bia no Saso ya odia. The good thing about it is to say, so we lazy, now say rate now cost, now so episode use the new current rating so wow. But the good thing is say rating will former the rate now lock here and one now bet him that sending that coffee, pay when per day. It's the best you can have anywhere when it comes to startups in. Download the app now, whether we are Apple Store or Google Play Store, never promo code on HRE shape and I say promo code PK P-KAY. Or the promo code nation or first transaction Ubenya $15 on your first transaction. Or send this kind of coffee in your pass. Say they maintain from the tap percent. Easy to sign up and easy to set up. Or any issues or concerns be as well. I'll walk you through the process. The BBI because of kama. Startup send and I make a band will be for you. Mr. Do not let this opportunity go wasted. Before say my director be my update be across Biano. But also comes last week. Yeba program so the director was able to come together to get us 25 tickets for those who want to go to Yenyaba Lawyer Rhoda Frimpong immigration path seminar na ɔyɛ wɔ Ghana no coming October. Into Miss Rao say Sabre no tickets na ne yɛhwɛ nya no yɛnya numbers no, but sɛ wopɛ sɛ wokɔ bia na sɛ wotibi proviso a startups and sender, all you have to show is our app no what's any sika kofie and as our app no nya send sika kofie. Now even you need a promo code to send money back home now. We'll give you that and also put your name down. Na enya wo mpo na bɛkɔ na sɛ we busu for wɔ Ghana and bɛkɔ akoko standing for the immigration education seminar na ɛbɛboa because it's better to get your documentation right and alleviate any future issues than say obakoko ni biara and obakoko connection man na be ochine bi no issues na be wachi bi din intimesraw I think the director be my open signature so and that's opening remarks now or he will speak a little bit about it but me come on what as I say if you're interested please put your name down and also let us know that we'll take it from there. Sabre ye be mo bi biara kwa ba bia ohwe bia ho nchia kese pa ene ye de ma no director ye ma kwa baba djumedi so.
Good evening, BK. Good evening. Pacho Biababina, thank you so much. Thank you. The Antilles, welcome. I see you joining us today. Pacho, a few things. First of all, thank you, Rhoda. It's looking like you were sitting in the same place from last Monday, PK. I'm sorry. So thank you. Thank you for coming. Pacho, look, Pacho be all called so you know, you say what now so we be a caso or by America process no. Obeti story I had him say, Obeti so Obika say, or so for be a different issue, or uncle be a different issue. Pamacho, it's a legal process. Into tap we've gone our way, making sure we have a lawyer who on the time so or call Ghana, I could kind of credit go for send a misinformation, next stories I want to nibia go for embassy no me show because they're not well prepared. Because the information I want to know or nimsa or kokra. Sometimes you can even speak back, but sending I can't maybe be show so So I think it's a great initiative of Rhoda's part to choose alongside the time to make Ghana because Ghana for age my age you might me but it's a great initiative and from Tap we support it. BK said it perfectly. Last week we committed to 25. We committed to 25 tickets, but the ticket near 200 Ghana. You have 25 the mamo. Is here PK we are 20, right? You were 20. Mpamcho, you hear nipa 5 akaho. You have a family member, a friend who's thinking about it. For $13, I think so. It's more information and more quality information. So we be for our culture. And then the PK, since you 20 last time, no, I like for us to do another 25 today. So I've actually opened the call to even all the UK and internet, other corridors near US because they have a cousin in London or London now. And now Germany, so we've opened it to everybody. And then we have 25 additional slots. 25 additional slots in the Pacha. No, it's not your plane ticket to Ghana, Martha. Very funny. But Pacha, 25 additional slots near 4. We need Ghana. One person, one ticket. I'll bet you 200 Ghana. I've paid for additional 50. Not me. The company has paid 50 slots. Right now we have 25 available. Well, in this case, we have 30 slots available. Into Pacho, after waiting, best next time with you. I don't want to talk too much. We've already taken 30 minutes off.
No, director, before submit you, let's not forget some 500 cities. It's not 200 anymore.
Exactly. Pacho is here. Yeah. Into bet you are now, and I say, Pacho, you take advantage of some of these free tickets. Pacho mukotia because and yeah, no, another be story about YouTube, but when you back catch your story now, they don't cover the individual their situation. Ebi ameno na mo asembi hoba manka, right? Into Pacho konakotie exactly what your rules are, your right to speak, what you don't understand, no being bored. Yes, but tonight you be nervous. And Pacho, she's doing a great initiative. Let's all support it. And yeah, Pacho, you could be saying so beyond TBB. So this is not a discount business. I didn't look on the crowd. The plane ticket in the crowd here. And please, go and support. That's my update today. Okay, back to you.
Thank you. Sabre, yebe konya koma yenyaba lawyer Rhoda A. Frimpong Akwaba. Lawyer, one point to say.
Nyademo na pacho say.
Nyamia don't be aboko. Obisi me musa say. All related lawyer Frimpong anoche Frimpong or Ghana historian Anna.
Pacho debut. So we did hear Rhoda Ajimai. Right, and then I got
to worry,
married.
No. Not Frimpong. To ukunu related Anna.
Jama, maybe sano.
But ukunu so na lawyer won.
Oh, David.
Okay, no be just papa no. Okay. What afet na share na mama ya kai bibi pa.
And
Oko
in
JSS
school,
Ghana.
David.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. I know it looks like a school uniform, but David, no. Me call
Say.
Dex though. Me Tamagi auntie. Me call Dex Preparatory School. Proud product of Dex.
And collab school, papa.
That's why I became a lawyer. It's only right.
Oh, it's almost what you say. Corrupt for the way lawyers are.
I didn't say that though.
Oh, okay. Now, what point to say?
Everything's good. You imagine.
Yeah,
I'm ready,
stress
I'm
watch it.
excited.
Yeah, stress watch it.
I didn't realize it's been as if 3 weeks.
3 weeks,
for
yeah.
4 weeks, right? Yeah.
Yes,
But
3 weeks by
it's
4
been
weeks.
fun.
Yes, it's been a great road.
It's been
And
fun. I thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I was talking to Director David earlier today. You know, the whole point of doing this is that I want to get the information to people. Because Matt's story is like yesterday, and it's sad. So you hear one person's story, and just because of one thing that they've done, no, they spoil the entire case. So that's why
I want to say a big thanks to our mutual friend, Nanotu. Derek. Yes. Derek.
Thank you.
Derek has been behind the scene, giving us a lot of resource personnel that people don't even know. Yeah, he's always so interested in this program. Every week, be a PK, what be the next topic? What be the next topic? He's always interested and ready to bring people. So, Derek, thank you very much for making this happen. Yes, I mean, some of them cry. He even paid them to even come and support just by, making this happen. So Derek has been great. And thanks, Director, for also taking this opportunity last week to get some free tickets. And some of us are even benefiting from the ticketing to know. I can't wait for that to go through. And those of us that are not taking advantage of it, and if you don't do it now, or now one about before say not the price.
I don't mean to interrupt. Okay. I saw your name on the list. I need you to take your name off the list. But you're crap out of that. I saw PK's name on the list. What I said, you refuse to know the PK.
So you see, this is where now hypocrisy they comes in. Meanwhile, me didn't know who other two names be home. And no, there one more. Me who one them where? Who other two names be all my account home? Shedini ye. Whoa.
Snitching PK.
Meanwhile, me didn't know what other two names be home. And no, there one more.
For everybody, we have enough tickets for everybody.
Yeah.
We are said one grata. I didn't know was a one grata. Anyways, it's but again, you boost for Beka because it's important. And I'm glad Director brought it up. So if me crapono me pay tickets back, I'm a boost and on Kokosha. Then you have to understand. Say this is very important. It's very, very important to me. Say if it's not important to you, then I don't know now what you hold my watch and please that should let you know. Say some of us are even interested in getting this ticket for our family members. Abrahanka, Director beating me to your mind. Aside the 25, But yes, that's it. A lot has gone on. But I wanted to say, let's this not be the. In the topic, may reiterate topic, and not there, we are majama. Or say study and work. U.S. immigration for students and employees. So, say ebia ejumebi akwenye PA. Na ejuma bi afa because say yes so anomi anti bi no UK onya kwan Mercy Hospital ebe ye ejuma wo krom hanum say and ebe bo ejuma like legit what you see emom ye nkrata ma no sa akwanya ni nyina are there people don't even know but say Ghana kra people were moving to Canada for some nursing program and a UK so it is a program this also by into the obi beji say be in the US and him say it's possible and I also don't say ebe fa akwanya bi so aba school na yetima bi sua ade na visa process no embenye hassle emayen lawyers abre no the next 45 minutes esha wonsa titimu doso mu bia mu da ba mo mai ne antiase
that when him say bro na mebeka like it's
strictly English yes what you
we will mix it small because I'm still a Ghana girl. But yes, again, thank you
now
so
when you're
much.
Girl, you're Tama girl. That's different.
That's right. We'll take that one off stage. But yes, thank you so much. Again, thank you, Derek. Thank you, Tap for the support. I greatly appreciate the platform. Okay, so I will start by saying that this is a very, very broad topic, as in there are immigration attorneys who only do this area of law. Right. So I think the last 2 weeks we've covered family-based immigration. So we've covered filing for your spouse, your mother, and I think, your fiance and things like that. But that is one area of law. This one is someone's bread and butter. So I say that to say there will be a lot that I may not be able to go into details about, but I will do my best to try to hit on everything so that at least you walk away with a fair understanding of what's available. Because like PK said, yes, there are programs that will allow, certain people in certain professions to come to the United States to work and even get permanent residence through their employer. And many people don't know about that. Okay, so I'll do my best to cover everything. But I'll start with the student's visa because that's usually how the process starts for people who end up getting a green card through the employer. Many of them come to the United States through school, or they come to the United States on a visit and then decide to change and then go to school. So how that works is two things. If let's say I'll use I'll use me. Say I'm already in the United States and I came to visit my cousin. And my cousin is on, goes to Harvard University. And I realized, oh, Charlie, like I like the school. I want to go here. So long as I came on a visitor's visa and I came with my own passports and my own, it's a real visa and everything is legitimate. And I have not overstayed that. Let's say they gave me 6 months. I have not overstayed that 6 months. I can request to change my status from the visit visa that I came on to a student's visa. That is possible. That is something that people can do. So you're able to change. Let's say you left Ghana truly, you were just coming to visit, but you realize, I'm here. I want to further my education. So now you want to change. You can go back to Ghana to do it there, or you can stay in the United States and do it here. That's very possible. The main thing is you'd have to actually get into a school because nothing starts without an actual admission into a school. So you have to get into an accredited school. And I say accredited because there are many schools in the United States and not all of them are recognized by the US government. So you want to make sure that the school that you are applying to, that you're sending your money to, that you're asking them to allow you to stay here is even a real school. That's number one. It also depends on what the visa you apply for will depend on what kind of program it is. If let's say it's you want to go to culinary school, Jama, you want to you're not book smart. most people can come to the United States. You attend school for, let's say, 2 years, a master's program. And after school, you have what's called OPT, optional practical training. It's basically they give you a chance to get work experience. You've come to the United States, you've attended school for the last 2 years, maybe you worked a little bit during the school year, and now you finished, you graduated. You want to actually get some work experience in what you've studied before you go back to your country. That is the rationale behind it. So people are able to apply for OPT after they've graduated, or sometimes some cases before, but you want to make sure you file it on time. Get your OPT. You can work for 12 months. Okay. All right. You can work for 12 months after you graduated in the United States. Now, if you are studying something in the STEM field, so science, technology, engineering, and math, you are studying engineering, you may have the option to have that OPT, that 1 year, extended for another 2 years, which means you can stay in the United States for up to 3 years after school. After school, okay. That's one of the benefits that comes with studying in the United States. And also the major that you choose will determine what course, what OPT you're getting. If you're getting the STEM OPT, if you're just getting the regular OPT, right? Now, there's another thing called CPT, Curricular Practical Training. Now, that one it allows you to work while you're in school full time. Okay, the thing with that one is that most people like it because it sounds great. It's like, okay, wonderful. I can go and study, get my engineering degree while I'm working full time and I'm paying my bills. It looks great, sounds great. It can be tricky because if you max out your CPT, you have no OPT. Okay, if you max out that, so basically during the course of the school year, if you work too many hours, if you max out the amount that they give you, you lose the chance to work after you've graduated. Someone might say, I don't really care. But think about it. At least here in the United States, your pay is usually commensurate with your level of education, with your credentials and whatnot. If let's say you started the school with a bachelor's degree, so now you're working, full time with the bachelor's degree. Now you've graduated, you have a master's degree. Technically, you should be getting paid more with the master's degree than you are with the bachelor's. So you may say, I want to just use a CPT and work now and give up the OPT at the end, but you can also see it as though you're losing money, if that, unless losing money doesn't matter to you, but there is the option for people to work while they are in school during CPT, and then there's after you graduated, which is OPT. That's F1 students academic. Then M1 student, like I said, the non-academic, so vocational. The next question people usually have about the student visa is, okay, I'm married or I have children. What about my kids? What about my wife or my husband? So your dependents are also able to come to the United States, or let's say you came with them. They're also able to request to have their status changed as well. Their status is contingent on your status. And so if let's say you fall out of status because you decided that you aren't going to go to class, so they failed you or something, or you've been kicked out of the school for whatever reason, your wife, your husband, your children, whoever is connected to you, their status also gets affected because they are dependents, they're under you. So as long as you're here in school, they're good to stay. Your spouse is not permitted to work. Your spouse can go to school part-time. Your kids can go to school, like, elementary school. If you have little kids, elementary school, 4 or 5, 7th grade, 8th grade, all of that, they can go to school just fine. They can be here with you just fine as long as you're in school. So that's another benefits that's associated with it. So it's not an issue of, okay, I came with my family, I want to go to school. Does that mean that my husband has to go back to Ghana? No, you can request to have their status changed. But the main thing is you want to make sure that you request the change of status while you're still in status. So if you came and they gave you 6 months, it's not, 5 months and 28 days that you want to stop. I mean, you still can, but that's not when you want to start considering that you want to become an international student. If you want to become international students at some point while you're here, you probably should. Now, I'll talk about people who want to come to school who are not in the United States, or currently in Ghana. Similar process. You still have to apply and get into a U.S. accredited school. Okay. You still have to get the necessary documents from the school because you need that in order to schedule your interview at the embassy. One thing I didn't mention before, but you most certainly will need, especially if you're applying from outside of the United States, is proof that you will return to your country after your education and prove that you can pay for your education. And here's the reason. Number one, it's non-immigrants. They're not trying to have you come and take, and make this a way to get a green card and stay in the United States. You have to show that I'm only coming to learn and then come and apply what I've learned back to Ghana. The second thing is, If they get the sense that you don't have the intention of returning, you will get denied. If they get a sense that you don't have the funds to pay or cover the entirety of your education for the most part, you will get denied. The reason is because if you're saying you're coming to school to study, they don't want you to feel tempted to go and work and potentially take a job from a US citizen or permanent resident. So they require that you prove to them that you have enough to cover your school, or even if you don't, you have someone who will help be a sponsor or what have you. Again, I won't go into too much of that, but that's something you definitely have to prove. It is required as well in the United States when you're trying to do a change of status, but it's even more so required when you're trying to get in from Ghana, because the consular is not going to allow you if they feel as though you can't afford the school or you will not return. Okay, so that's the main thing to get into the United States. I've covered both. Now, you finish school, the question I usually get is, okay, lawyer, how do I get a green card? Sadly, unlike some parts of the world, US currently, check back in a year, you never know, who knows, maybe check back next week, the way elections are going right now. There's no current direct path to permanent residence, not as a student, not as international students. And what I mean by that is, okay, I've come to the United States, I have studied, I have, gotten my degree, I've worked maybe with a STEM major, I've worked for 3 years. Now, can I just apply and submit some documents and get a green card? It's not a direct path. Not a direct path. You still have to go through some steps in order to do that. Most people who come on student visa usually go on what's called the employment-based green card track. Because I don't know if you've been here for the last few sessions, I think I've mentioned before that there's generally about I usually say 3 hard pathways to permanent residence, either through a family, through employment, or through humanitarian reasons, like you're seeking asylum or you're a refugee. Those are generally the 3. So employment, you generally require an employer. Someone needs to say, I want to hire you. Okay, so when you finish your school, if let's say you've worked for 3 years, and I will use, I have no affiliation with this company, but their name is in my head, so Deloitte. I don't know.
I was about to say the same thing.
I'm not saying that they do that, but Deloitte, let's say you've been working for 3 years with Deloitte, and Deloitte says that, you know what, we want you to stay longer than that's the 3-year STEM program allows you to. They have options. Either one, they can file for what's called H-1B, right? And that depends on your qualifications. Now, if you came to the United States and you have at least a bachelor's degree, you generally qualify for H-1B because it requires some advanced degree of some sort, like a bachelor's. So they can either do an H-1B, and that's similar to like a lottery system where the company sends a petition in. There's a specific time that it opens up. So you submit your application. If your company is selected, is drawn, then they can go ahead and continue processing their application for you to stay in the United States on a work visa. It's not a green card, it's just a work visa. And usually you get it for 3 years, an extension for another 3 years. The maximum you can stay on an H-1B, for the most part, again, is 6 years. Okay, so if that's the company, Deloitte says, we don't want you to leave right away, we want you to stay, they can do that for you. Now, let's say you finish 3 years with Deloitte and they now say, you know what, you've been a great worker. You've worked with us essentially for 6 years already. We want to get you permanent residence. They can do that. One, they have to give you an official job offer, right? Because in order for you to stay here to say you're working, there actually has to be a job for you. They also have to show that they can pay you the correct salary. Because one thing America does not want is for people to be doing work that is not matching their pay. Okay, so the Department of Labor, a whole governmental entity, has created a system where for the credentials and a specific position that a person wants, there is a commensurate minimum salary. So if this employer says that they want to hire you to stay in the United States and get a green card and work for them, they have to prove that they can pay you what they're supposed to be paying you and everybody else. So the company has to submit your credentials and a whole lot of information to the Department of Labor. The Department of Labor will then tell them, okay, based on the job offer, based on the credentials, and based on everything else that you've said, this is the minimum that the person you're trying to hire can get paid. If they come back and they say the minimum is $120,000, and that company knows they don't have $120,000, your process ends there. You're done. That's it. Unless they want to give you a lesser job with different credentials that falls within a salary that they can actually afford. But let's say they come back with $120,000 and your Deloitte is like, no problem. They can go on to the next step, which is to actually test the market. Because again, US law and the country, the United States, wants to protect its own, just like any country would want to, right? Your citizens are what matters, what comes first. And so the government does not want qualified foreigners to take jobs that could easily be given to US citizens or permanent residents who are in the United States who qualify and could be working. So in order for the company to say, we want Rhoda to come and work for us, they actually have to put the job that they want to give to me on the market. They have to try to actively hire somebody for the same job they want to give to me. And they have to do it for a specific amount of time, depending on what the job is. There's, again, a lot of details there, but that's generally what they have to do. Actually put the job on the state's state website, post as if they're not trying to give me the job. And if they don't do that, or let's say that it's determined that they didn't do that to the level that they were supposed to, the entire process stops. So the company actually has to give your job away. If by God's grace, nobody applies, we thank God. Or if by God's grace, somebody applies, but they're not qualified, or they're not able, the company says they're not a good fit, then the company can go to the next step, which is to actually submit it to the Department of Labor, get certified that, yes, we can afford to pay Rhoda the $120,000. We can prove that there's no US citizen or permanent resident who wants this job. We've tried to hire, nobody wanted it. And so we want to go ahead and submit this petition for Rhoda to get permanent residence. They submit that application. It takes some time. They process it. Bless God, it gets approved. Now it comes back to me. This is when you, the person, actually matter. Everything I've just described, for the most part, after you graduated from school, has nothing to do with you. That's completely the employer. You can't even pay for the application process because it's against the law. All of that, the employer has to, of their own volition, want to do everything I've just listed. This is why most people struggle when they come to the United States on a student visa, because employers realize just how much you have to go through to actually petition for someone, and some just don't want to, right? Or the job that they are offering to give to you isn't a job that's, it's a job that most people would want. So if they put the job on the market, they could easily find somebody. So it's not something that they're going to be able to prove to the Department of Labor that there's no one on the market or no one wants this job. Okay, so let's say again, if you are, and this usually really benefits people who are in a specialized area like STEM, like, especially California, Silicon Valley. If you are in some advanced math or some advanced physics, or, the book smart belong people, like you are really, really smart, and let's say you have a PhD, that is the people that you kind of see that are more successful in getting the employment-based green card, because not many people qualify for the job that they want to give you based off your credentials. Okay, so let's say you've been approved and now you're able to get your green card in the United States as long as you have status. Again, I don't want to go into too much of that, but that's generally how the process works. Everything I just described also applies if you are outside of the United States. So let's say you're not in here, you didn't come to school here in the United States, you're still in Ghana, and you, by God's grace, you just, applied for a job and you got it. They interviewed you and they said, okay, we want you. Everything I've just described, they would do the same thing. They would either do an H-1B for you and bring you over to the United States so you can work for them, or they can go through the employment-based process. I just said, test the market, do all of that, and then bring you to the United States as well. The process is long, so you'll need patience. The reason being is that for every category, there is a cap. There's a specific number of visas that they can give out throughout the fiscal year. Fiscal year starts October 1st, which is like in 2 weeks, and ends September 30th. And so if, let's say, the visas for people who are applying for, let's say, EB2, and EB2 is a person who has an advanced degree, right? You're not like, you're not doctorates, but you have at least like a master's or a bachelor's. If the visas for that category has maxed out or they finished it, there's no more visas available for that category. By the time it gets to your turn, you just have to wait. So I also want to emphasize that most people that go through the employment-based routes, there's two things. You have to understand that it does take a long time. And you also have to make sure that you are, if you're in the United States, that you are in lawful status for that entire time. Because in order for you to get that green card in the United States and adjust, you have to have status. If by the time the petition gets approved, your employer does all of that, you've fallen out of status, the entire process basically, I won't say it's ruined, but you wouldn't be able to complete it here. You'd have to go. And at that point, you really would need me, because then it gets even more complicated. Okay, so that is F1, that is M1, that is employment-based green card. I will now briefly touch on J1, because I think, PK, correct me, I think someone asked about that, I think 2 weeks ago, for J1.
No, Director David brought it up.
Oh, okay, yeah, so J1 is essentially it's exchange students. So it's a visa that's primarily for people who you have absolutely no intention of staying in the United States. All right. Most times that I've seen it used in Ghana is for young people that are, let's say, maybe still in like middle school, high school, or college. You're coming it's exchange. You're coming to just engage in something, either learn something to bring it back to your country, or you're just coming to be exposed to US something and then bring it back to your country. It's just you're coming to exchange knowledge, so to speak. So that's the J1. You're able to come to the United States. You can go to school. The biggest thing with J1 is that people who come on J1, if you are subjected to the 2-year residency requirements, and what that simply means is if you came to the United States on a J1 and either the Ghana government, the US government, or some international organization paid for your ability to come or contributed to the program in some way, you are generally required to return to your country for at least 2 years in aggregate, not consecutive, but at least you have to spend 2 years outside of the United States and in your home country in order to be able to adjust status and like get a green card. I'll give a quick example. So I come to the United States on a J1, right? I'm exchange program. After that, I decide I want to change my status and get an F1 visa. I want to go to school, right? I want to go get a master's degree. So I changed to my F1 visa. Now, while I was in school, I met a guy, and now he wants to marry me. He wants to file for me to get a green card. If I'm subject to that residency requirements, he can marry me, he can file for me, but I would have to go back to Ghana for at least 2 years in order to get that green card. Okay, unless I qualify for a waiver. Now the waiver, there's a few different things there. One, if let's say you're telling your country that I know you said that I have to come back and stay there for 2 years after this program, but if you don't object, if you don't make a big issue about this, I can stay. So essentially you have to send a request to your country's consulates or embassy here in the United States. And if they don't object to allowing you to stay in the United States and waiving that 2-year requirements, then you'll be able to get your green card, or I'll be able to get my green card through my husband without a problem. But if they do object, if they say, Lila, you have to go back, and the waiver gets denied, then that's that. People who, let's say, come to the United States for residency. So you're a doctor. I don't know if there's any medical doctors on the line, but if you're a doctor and you apply for residency in the United States, you have to go back. You're subject to that 2-year residency requirements. Most people will say, okay, how do I know if I am? It's usually in your passport. If you're not, it may say not subjected to the 212E requirements. If it says that in your passport and says that on your visa, your J1 visa, then you're not subjected to that requirement. You're okay. If you come here, you decide that, you want to get married, and then your husband wants to file for you, you want to adjust your status, you can do all of that without a problem for the most part. But if you are subjected to it, you will require a waiver. You'll definitely need a lawyer at that part. Okay, let me see if I've missed anything else. I think I covered everything. I did. Yeah. Oh, if you have $1 million, you can get a green card. Yeah, if you want to invest $1 million into the U.S. government and hire at least 10 either citizens or 10 lawful permanent residents, it's called the investor visa. You can get a green card that way, and that will conclude my teaching for this evening.
Oh wow,
I'm done.
Beautiful.
I know I didn't even go into depth. I'll go into more depth in October in Ghana, I think, because it's a lot.
Oh, you try to alleviate people from not coming to the event.
No, because most people here are already good for the most part, and they're gonna ask me questions. Oh.
All right, that's good. Well, you gave us room for questions, so let me start off with all the way from the top. Martha R. Martha with a capital R. I'm sorry. And I said, Martha R, because Martha Aaron come home.
Yeah.
It didn't throw me off.
R, yeah.
Last week it was Fufu, and today Martha R is taking over. Ticket for plane or the conference ticket?
Talk to producer about that.
Producer, answer that question. I'll say it to the show, please. Anna, Liz says, hello, David and all. Thank you, Derek. That's from David. Samson says, Tosebi. Then Pampe says, I know, right? Tosebi for, I'm not sure. Okay.
I don't know. No.
What's it? Move on. The producer said move on, so we will move on. The director says, if you have a loved one in Ghana whom you would like to attend this event, please write your name and number in the chat, and we will contact with a ticket. Okay, yep, that is very, very important. Please make sure I'll put some names down as well too. Okay, all right. Let's proceed to this question. So Pompey says, no, I think the Pompey takes over Mata Aro, and Pompey, my Pompey. And somebody said your uniform is like you do out of Pompey. Quite a question if I Iraq, right? Yeah, I say well. Yeah, baby. See, what credentials will you need to get accepted in a school here while in Ghana? I think you covered a couple credentials as well too. Especially now, what I say, if you're a doctor and I say doctorate now, and then in one of the STEM programs, a serious mathematician, physician. I mean, what do we got physician? Physicist. So I don't even know. You'll be and only easier to be accepted. But then, unless you want to hit it a little bit, as a refresher.
I want to see if I'm so. There are some credentials to get into school.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the school. I mean, if the school requires a really high SAT score, then obviously you have to take the SATs and get the required. So you would be assessed the same way that any person in the United States would be evaluated. So if like right now, if you want to get into Harvard Law, you need a pretty high, LSAT score and all of these essays and not work experience per se, but there's some specific things that they look for, and so you have to meet the school's requirements to get into the school before the process even starts. So I hope that answered the question.
Okay. Viva says, Viva in Ewa, what you here?
No,
Kitwa
I know in
bra.
Spanish it means life or live.
So Viva in Ewa means Kitwa bra, small bra.
Oh,
And that's how I was a Yaruzo. That's
my
Viva.
assistant is Ewa and she's small, so I'll be using that tomorrow.
Viva, yeah. So Viva says, with green card status here, can one get financial aid? Good question.
Yeah, that's lawful status. You certainly can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Priscilla says, are you able to travel in and out from the US if your visa is changed to a student visa? Very good question.
So you certainly can. So one thing that I didn't touch on with the change of status is I know when you're coming to the United States, you had a visa in your passports, and they may tell you have 6 months, or your I-94 may say you have 6 months. On the student visa, it won't say, a specific date that you're required to leave. It may say duration of stay, which basically means that you're allowed to stay for the length of your academic curriculum. So if you're studying for, let's say, a bachelor's, you're planning to come to get a bachelor's degree, and let's say it's a 4-year program, you can stay in the United States for the 4 years, even if, let's say, that visa says it expired, 2024, but your program won't finish until 2028. You're allowed to stay in the United States. Now, if you travel, or let's say the person who came here on a visitor's visa and decided to do the change of status, and you don't have a physical student visa on your passport, you can leave. You can, let's say you want to go back to Ghana, you want to go to Dominican Republic, you want to go to Canada, you can leave the United States. You're just going to have to request an actual visa. You have to schedule an appointment at the consulates. So if it's Canada, schedule one there. If it's Ghana, schedule one there to actually go and receive a visa to be able to return to the United States. So the documentation that you needed to submit to immigration here to change your status, you'll need that documentation and the approval notice to actually get a visa put in your passport. And with that, you'll be able to travel in and out. But if you don't have it, you wouldn't be able to.
Okay, good. Samsung says, can you use Ghana certificates to work here?
It depends on the job. I know most jobs will do an evaluation to see if your credentials matches the US standard. Even for people, let's say, who are trying to go to school. I know one, when I was really, really young, he was a doctor in Ghana. When he came to the United States, he had to take some courses again, because I guess the courses didn't match up. So it depends on the job that you are applying for and what their requirements are.
And to speak on that, I know so Deloitte, they have it headquarters, one of their offices in Ghana, and they actually do promote that diversity, African influencer company with internal cast. That Deloitte was the first that came in mind.
It makes sense why I've had so many of their employees.
Like what it's the company, the office is off your friend is saying, and N1 no, from Accra Mall heading to Jowolu is on the right hand side, and it says Deloitte, big building on the right side, Deloitte. So they do have it. Yeah. And also though, with the SAT test now you were talking about, if anybody's interested in practicing and learning with SAT now, please let me know, and I'll give you the best hookups that you can ever get to sharpen your skills with SAT as well. Me de bibia menye bia ma on person kra. This is the person kra menye bia ma. Opese e be fa do the director David kra kokodo efu kra menye bia ma. Then this one is Viva again. Viva again comes with another question saying, can you use Ghana or no no. Samsung. So actually gave you Viva's question to Samsung. Samsung question is, what does one get when you get a master's degree?
What do you mean? Can you clarify, Samsung? What do you
Samsung
mean?
Come again with your question, why?
Yeah.
Then iPhone says, if you are an F1 student and they cancel your enrollment, what should you do?
The question is, why did they cancel your enrollment? So are you saying that you've fallen out of status, or the school has kicked you out, or were not able to afford it? There's questions there. But generally, if you fall out of status as an international student, you have, I'll say on the safe side, 5 months to seek reinstatement. So it is possible that, you can ask for reinstatement. So maybe, and we've had it happen several times, the person may come to the United States, their uncle passes away, the person who was supposed to be paying for school passes away, so they're not able to cover school for that semester. They may take a leave, right? And technically, if you've taken a leave, you've kind of fallen out of status. But if you're able to ask for permission to be reinstated, and you're asking not the school, but the government, and the government says, okay, then you'd be able to go back to your school and continue your status. Your status will still be lawful. But if the school canceled your I-20 or something like that, that's usually how you fall out of status. So it all depends on what caused that enrollment to occur, that disenrollment, to occur.
Okay. Samsung comes again and says, where your request for authorization to be able to work more, can that be grounds to deport a person?
So no. To get removed from the United States, there's some pretty serious things you have to do, and asking permission to work is not one. If you work without permission, that could get you on that path. But to ask for permission to work, what you may have an issue with is, keep in mind that when you were applying for the student visa, you stated that, one, I can afford the school. Or maybe you even gave your uncle or your auntie or someone's statement to show that this is the person that'll be sponsoring me for school. So now if you come back to ask for, can I work more? I need authorization to work because I've fallen on economic hardship. The first question they're going to ask you is, what happened to the aunt who said they were going to take care of you? Or what happened to the scholarship that you said you got? So you have to explain, you have to have a reasonable explanation as to why the funds that were available to you for us to even allow you to come and learn is no longer available to you before you can actually get permission to work. But no, you're not going to get deported for asking for permission to work.
Okay. Then Priscilla comes again and says, please, how do I contact you if I want to start changing status? Priscilla, we're going to put her number up here again in the chart, and you can go ahead and contact her after the call. Heather Phipps says, how hard is it to get a tourist visa? I know, so we are not talking about tourist visa, but if you want to just brush up a little bit.
Yeah, so it depends on the country you're applying from. But generally, I feel like I say that a lot, you have to prove that you're going to come back. That's it. So how hard is it? It depends. I mean, let's say I live in Ghana, and everything that I have here in the United States, I have in Ghana. So I have a law firm in Ghana. My husband is in Ghana. My parents are in Ghana. My church is I have everything that I know in Ghana. And I'm asking the consulates to let me go to the United States for 3 weeks. There's a good chance I would be approved because I have stronger ties to Ghana than I do to the United States. Especially if they ask me, what am I coming to do? And I say, I'm coming to attend a law conference so I can improve my law firm. Good chance I'll get did I say denied? The good chance I'll get approved because I have more ties to Ghana than I do to the United States. Now, if the same person goes to an interview and they ask, okay, well, how old are you? 23. Okay. Are you married? No. Do you have kids? No. Okay. Where are your parents? Dead. Okay. What are you going to America for? Oh, I want to go and see my cousin. You're not coming back.
Especially 23 years out of college.
Yeah, the officer's looking at you like, okay, that's nice. Bye. You're gonna get that letter that sadly many people have gotten. So I wouldn't say it's hard. It just depends on who's filing for it and what your purpose for getting that visa is.
Okay. Some song comes on to say, can you please touch on conversion of Ghana certificates to meet the US admission requirements? So this is the best thing to go. Google WES, World Evaluation Service, and they will give you the best way to convert your transcript, and also they're usually fast. So Google WES, World Evaluation Service, and that will help you. Gideon Ghana says, if you are required the 2-year residence after your master's and you gain an admission for a PhD, would your home country, which is Ghana, allow you to pursue or still be subject to the 2 years residence requirement?
Okay, so let me clarify. So the 2-year residency requirement is if you came to the United States on a J1 at any point. So if you came, let's say, and the most time the situations where I see this happen is a person came to the United States maybe when they're like 19 on a J1, and then they return to Ghana, and then years later they're now applying. They come back with a student visa. That J1 is still, that requirement may still be there. So there's no 2-year residency requirements associated with with an F1 visa or an M1 visa. No, I'm speaking, that was primarily for J1. And even in that situation, it's limited to specific instances where either you came to the United States as a graduate for medical school and you're doing residency, or the government, either the U.S. government or Ghana government or some entity funded your exchange program. That's when the 2-year residency requirement comes into play. But let's say even in that situation, if you are subjected to that residency requirement, if you're just changing status, you're staying within non-immigrants visa, so you're going from J1 to F1 so you can get a master's, now you're going to get another F1 to get a PhD, you're fine. You can do that. The residency requirement only comes into play if you're trying to adjust status, which means you want to become a permanent resident. So it's fine for you to come on J1 and then keep changing from F1 and then maybe you come an H1B and then you can do all of that. But the minute you're trying to adjust your status and become a permanent resident and go from non-immigrants to immigrant visa, that's when that 2-year residency requirements will come into play.
All right. Theodora, could there be a situation where you have an approval for F1 from USCIS, but you get denied for a visa when you travel out to apply for a visa at an embassy?
It's possible. It is possible. Because they're one government, one entity, but they're two separate, legs. And USCIS, what they may review as far as getting you that change of status may be different than what the officer observes when you go for that interview. It's possible. It's not definite, but it would depend. But generally, if you've done the change of status here in the United States, you are, as an operation of law, an international student. You have an F1. You're just really getting the permission slip from the consulate, but it's possible.
All right. Can yeah, I saw it though. Okay.
Oh, Priscilla?
Priscilla, can an F1 student get a state ID?
Yeah.
And Hobson says yes. So Hobson, thank you very much. It looks like Hobson's helping out a lot over there.
Appreciate Hobson.
Heather Phipps goes, what about coming from Ghana to the US to visit a girlfriend and you have a job and family in Ghana?
I'm trying to figure out what I'm being asked here. So
this was the initial question about the tourist visa.
Oh, okay. So you're coming to visit a girlfriend, you have a job. Subject to the consulate officer's review. So if you're able to demonstrate that you will return to your job and family in Ghana, then it's likely that you would get approved. That's the real reason why people get denied for visitor's visa. Either they have the sense that you're not going to return, or you don't have enough money to fund what you say you're going to go do for the length of time that you're there, or some other reason they just don't believe you.
Okay.
But if you're able to prove that you have a job, and it's not just any job, it's also not any job, because some people can easily give up a job in Ghana because they know they'll get a better one in America. So
Eugene Yakanu Williams says, where is the location for the conference in Ghana? Is it Lancaster or Lanchester?
Lancaster.
Lancaster Hotel, formerly known as Golden Tulip, at 37. So you can miss that. Some song says, if degree is equal to H, if some been crying, If degree is equal to H1B, what is master's equal to?
Hey, it sounds like algebra.
W1C. where if more, let's divide.
Hey, wow. I became a lawyer because I don't like math. That sounds like a math formula. I'm not sure I understand the question. If a degree is equal to H1B, what is the master's equal to?
Basically,
I
I
can
think what he's
say
trying to say, if you have if you're gonna go for a degree, and you need an H1B to get a degree, bachelor's degree, when you have to go for graduate school, is it still H1B or is it F1, J1?
okay. So in order to qualify for H1B, you have to have at least, it's a specialty occupation. You have to have the basic requirement is at least a bachelor's degree, at least.
So
So
that
if
one is for a job, not for school.
yeah, so H1B is a work visa. That's a work
Got
visa.
you.
That's all that is. It's not for school. Once you come, you finish school, you've
So
gotten
the
your
minimum is the
bachelor's.
bachelor's.
Yeah, for H1B, you can get you can actually get a green card based through your employer without a bachelor's.
Okay.
Yeah, you
So
can.
to answer your question, Samsung, that means what is master's is equals to H1B, PhD is also equals to H1B. The math
Right.
is easy. It's solved.
Yeah, I like that.
Hobson says, how can a family member, uncle, in parentheses, file for an F1 student to become a permanent resident?
The answer is a combination of last week and today.
Yep.
Your uncle cannot because your uncle is not considered. You're not considered an immediate relative to your uncle. So that's one. Now, and then as to the F1 status, no one can file for you. You file for yourself based on your acceptance into school.
Okay. We're going to read this last message from Zoom. Then we're going to go to Facebook and also ask everyone's question from Facebook and YouTube. Heather Phipps says, what tips can you offer about getting a job in the U.S. which can provide a work visa?
Make sure you're qualified. I know, and it also depends on the area, the specific job you're looking for. I know right now there's a shortage. The Department of Labor has determined that there's a shortage of, I believe, therapists and nurses registered nurses in the United States. And so if you are a registered nurse and you have at least a bachelor's degree and you qualify, hey, they're looking for you. There are some jobs that unfortunately permanent residents and U.S. citizens don't want to do or aren't doing, or there's a significant shortage in that area. And so if you, let's say you don't mind doing those, those kind of jobs, or you have that experience, then you certainly can look for those kind of job openings. They exist.
Once Obi started, me say Lanchester. Hey, Bibusayo. I didn't say Lanchester. But is it Lanchester or Lancaster? And anyways, Aka says, after completing your master's, can you file for unemployment without an employer? That's a good question.
You can. So that's why I didn't want to go there, but here we are. So EB2 national interest waiver. Yeah, so that allows, and from in the beginning I talked about, in order to get permanent residence through an employer, you need what? An employer to give you a job offer. So if you have the credentials and you can demonstrate to the government that you are of some national benefits, of some, you matter in some way, you're coming to advance a cause and give back to some industry, whether it's the sciences or arts or something, you are able to self-petition. So the phrase national interest waiver comes from the concept that you are of national interest, therefore they should waive the job offer requirements. Right now, let's say I'm coming from Ghana. I'm a lawyer in Ghana and I want to come to the United States and I want to open up a law firm. I'm not going to have a job offer because I'm opening up my law firm. No one's going to give me a job offer. So I will then be able to petition for myself and state that, one, it's I'm of a national benefit because I'm coming to, let's say, help the immigration space in the United States. I'm qualified to do this because I have the law degree. I have the years of experience. I have this. And submit that to the U.S. government. If they say yes, we believe that, one, you have the capability to actually do what you're saying you're going to come and do. Yes, you have the credentials for it. And yes, we actually agree that this is of national benefit. Then they'll approve you and you would get a green card on your own without that job offer. So That's possible.
We're going to come back to the Zoom chat. Let's go to Facebook. We're going to start off with the TapTapSend Ghana Facebook page. Okay, we only have one comment, and that is from Dwayne Carter. I see the outfit is teeny pan or pound.
Listen, I'm channeling my inner Ghana. It's me about Ghana. Yes, I have to start now.
Actually, I'm going to some nostalgia with your friends vibes. One
Mission
high school Ghana,
accomplished.
right? One
No,
high
no,
school
no,
Ghana.
no.
Okay,
But
high school Ghana.
I knew what I was doing. Mission
And
accomplished.
Kabeko Holiko for also share the same colors.
I had to ask her, what?
Holy Child. They are still in the
Oh,
vibe of.
okay.
They're still in the vibe of JSS, you know. I'm feeling JSS vibe, Mr. You know. Oh, Kabeko. Let's go to HITV Facebook page, you know. We're from Emmanuel. Emmanuel, no, spelling it different. I like that. Unique. Or say, can you use a USA bank statement for your interview if your sponsor is actually in the USA?
It would make sense too.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna go to my personal Facebook and comment in the dozen yeah. So at one point they couldn't hear as well. So we heard from Phyllis, Tekwa, and Ni Adote. Actually, Ni Adote is my GSS mate. Okay, now they can hear us. Emmanuel, and this is another Inwell Harmony Mac Asman says, I'm late. I will need to rewatch this. Yes, please. And if you want to also rewatch a couple weeks back, it will give you some good understanding of everything that we talked about. She's given us nothing but great insight of information that will help us all. Then on YouTube, also YouTube, basically everybody was saying the same thing on Facebook, on YouTube. So we're going to come back to the Zoom comments. Then we're going to open the Zoom line for people to also speak. Today we will try to finish everything as much as possible. Then we'll take it from there. Let's go after Wayno. I can't even stop you while Castle, right? Then okay, there you go. So after I think we had Hobson says, so how do I file for myself as an F1 student to become a permanent resident? That was from Hobson.
Graduate school. That's number one. Finish school. Get the degree that you're here for, and then contact me. Yeah.
All right. The Joseph goes, I'm single, lost my wife last year, and I'm sick. Sorry to hear that, Joseph. Hope you feel better too. How can I get my nephew to come over here in the US to take care of me? Is that something you want him to call you offline?
Yeah, he can. I mean, the short answer is there really isn't a direct path to that, unfortunately. Like, there's no family-based route, unless he's gonna apply for a visitor's visa. That's about it. Yeah, definitely call on. Let's explore more for your. If nothing else, your nephew is probably who I need to talk to see what we could do for him.
Yes. So Joseph, we'll do that. We'll put a number out there, then you just try to call her after that. Some song goes, EB2 was what I was looking for. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Cyber 10 FN. Oh, Cyber, I won't say do so I did not jump it. Low paying school fees under $10,000 for international student. I don't know the context of this message. Okay.
No, I don't.
Cyber, watch you dog yankayo.
Yeah.
Pampy say rose section for Esquire. Now, the vibe, no. Martha says we don't wear that, please. It looks like Martha R went to Holiko.
Well, this is yellow though, Martha. It's just the lighting. This yellow and brown.
They will never accept it. They will never accept it. Yellow and brown, not orange. Okay, they will never accept it. And Samsung goes, PJ, you go at disco. Actually, he wanted to say PK. My dream at disco was very short. But yes, thank you very much. Then Joseph says, thanks. That's from Joseph. At this point, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. We have exactly 17 minutes to call the show off or bring the show to an end. And 17 minutes means your questions and your answers are part of it. We will not let her go past 7:30 because we want to make sure next time your friend Obesaba. I know if you gonna buy best chinquan near the Nabaham say biom. Obefi gonna bada bang.
I should be back by November. I'll be here back
Hey,
by
to yen train or
Thanksgiving.
about one say
Yeah.
Okay, why did you wait? We have MTN in Ghana. Why do we have to wait for it to come back?
Director David. Why is it too for no? Or be boha ma what it? I be there, your friend are offer fully you. But yes, we have some couple shows lined up. But at the moment, you better so about it's one from mama. You be PMP shows to be out chain near the show no. Okay, akwesiam pofo. Amanesa. So akwesiam.
1 second.
Yes.
Given the time constraint, PK and lawyer. Right now, we're not going to do a Q&A. We're going to use the rest of the time to ask questions. To PK, let's just run it off. In Tipacho, I'm Buffalo. Because lawyer Baba, of course, she's been sitting there since last week. In Tipacho, hurry up.
Okay. Akwesiam pofo mpacho before I become Sawa, Mr. Sherman, 1 second. Here we do 2 more questions. Oh, Hobson, me the number better to say. Once people are talking, I'll project her number. Priscilla said, "Thanks so much. Please, Priscilla will do the same thing for you. Why? Okay. Akwesiam pofo, Mr. Bowdine chair. Yeah, baby, I will free now for a question, Ebra. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. My name is Akwesiam Popo, calling from Delaware in Ohio. I'm currently doing OPT, and I've read that when it comes to H-1B, higher education institutions do not go through the lottery. How true is that? Thank you.
You said educational institutions? Like university? Yeah, that's correct. There's no the reason why they don't go through the lottery is there's no cap. So there's 65,000 visas available for the H-1B process for the specialty occupations, those areas. But for some exceptions would include the institutions like the educational institutions or your colleges, your universities are not subjected to that 65,000. So you're correct. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right. Next person, please unmute yourself, state your name and where you're calling from. Michelle, my for questions number house is yeah, menya backdoor nipa mienu ewo Ghana mutie Sabre and they want to join. So director, may update dino any nipa mienu dina about Zoom chat no and I'll send you all those 4 names as soon as before we end the show. Please. May the lawyer so number so add to chat on to know yenya bema your friend is saying now or personal question concerning your nephew, be sure bomodia na your friend is say bomodia netimi a contact a lawyer a dean and a mission and a dinner cry Joseph, yes, Joseph, made the number not to one to Mr. Bomodiana. Fair lawyer after the show. Okay, so thanks a lot. I got it. Thank you. And we hope you feel better, pal. Patty says, if I have a master's degree in Ghana and pursuing another master's degree here in the US, where can I start the NIW process?
Is one of the degrees a online class? Because where are you? That would determine the process. I have a master's degree.
Oh, I didn't even think about it that way.
Degree. Okay. Okay. Now I see.
Oh, about from Ghana and pursuing one here. But I don't know whether you pursue a Hamsin or Ghana or pursue a online.
Yeah. You're in the United States. Oh, okay. So your question is when can you start the NIW process? It depends on the endeavor that you are telling the government is of national interest. So what's the job that you're saying that you're going to do? If you're getting 2 master's degree, I'm assuming that they're not the same subject matter. So if maybe you have a master's in, I don't know why I keep saying sociology and a master's in social work, which job are you going to be doing? What is your job title going to look like? What position are you going to be essentially offering yourself? That will determine whether you should start now or you should wait and finish the master's that you're getting. Now, if the master's that you're getting will put you in a better position to be approved for a national interest waiver, then obviously you want to wait until you're done with that. But if the master's that you already have could also, stands a good chance and it's an endeavor that you think would be approved by the US, then yeah, you can go ahead and start while you're doing your studies now.
All right. Anybody else want to unmute yourself? And also I have, projected her number on Facebook and YouTube, so you guys can have access to her number as well. and contact her.
I
Make
think I
sure you
said
book
last
yourself.
time that, so it's my office. So if you call, like, you can call right now and someone will answer, just not me. I think someone was asking if they can talk to me right after this. It's after 5 o'clock. I am exhausted. Okay, so call the office and someone who's awake will answer, and they'll set up something so that when I'm caffeinated, we can talk.
I never heard of that before. Caffeinated. Okay,
Are you?
I heard a voice.
Yeah, it's one question that I was going to ask. When is it appropriate to reach out to you?
What is your name and where you calling from? Oh, Mr. Akusiambo. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
When
I
is
think
that-
9 to 5 wouldn't be bad. Just would be much more.
You can call the
considerate.
office at any time, and then they'll just tell you what my availability is based on your availability. So if you're on the West Coast, California, that's different than East Coast. So you just let them know, call, let them know, and then they'll kind of fit you into my calendar somewhere.
Okay.
So that you
Then,
can be ahead
second
of
one,
everyone.
I mean, 2-in-1. Looking at the EB2, which discipline or areas do you think it's more easier for students to get a green card?
I don't know if I have an answer to that because EB2 is a little bit of persuasive work. So if you can make the position or the job you're going to do sound, if it's convincing enough, then any position, honestly. So I can't say anything is easy when it comes to U.S. immigration. Everything is subject to discretion.
Wonderful. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Next question. Next question.
Because I was really thorough with my presentation.
I mean, yes, but yeah, my own call. Share.
If you notice, this is the first time I've never come on and looked at my notes. That's how in-depth this stuff is. So I had to literally write everything down to make sure I cover it because it's a lot. It's a lot.
And I think, not too many people want education, traveling. And most people make a family bar, make a family mommy, make a far, basically, oh, Akusiampo again. Unmute yourself.
So,
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, okay, thank you. If one student completes his or her education, how long does it take for the person to become illegal if the person doesn't get a job or continue his or her education? How long does it take?
I wouldn't. The word illegal is really hard for me because I don't think any human being could be illegal. But the person falls out of status 60 days after you graduated. So after you graduated or after you finished your OPT, you're generally given about 2 months to either advance and get another degree, or if you're getting married or leave the country. Yeah, that's a great question though.
A question that came last week, answered by Bio. Meaning submit to answer, but remember the answer that you gave. Or say, how much is a consultation fee? Oh, I did not jump it. And this is coming from Patty. And last time you were like, it's worth the work that you bring to the table. I don't know if you want to take that private or you want to, when they call, they will know. Because I think a case by case scenario.
It's public. So consultation fee is you're sitting with me for either 15 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour. And we're talking about whatever your immigration questions are. Right. So that if it's a 15 minutes, I usually suggest for somebody who says, I want to know between whether fiance visa or spousal visa. That's because there's not much you can do in 15 minutes. You just giving me your question can be 7 minutes. And I talk fast, but 8 minutes is not enough to give you a thorough answer. So 15 minutes is $75. And then for 45 minutes, so that's usually enough time for people. That it's either video or by phone, and that's $150. And then if you are in, I have an office in Massachusetts and I have an office in Connecticut. So if you want an in-person meeting, that's $200. So yeah. And then with the exception of the 15 minutes, those two, the 45 and the 1 hour, let's say you hire our firm and we accept your case, you would get that credited to you. So whatever the attorney fees would be, we would apply it to that. Yeah.
All right. And Emmanuel Poku Redu says, hello, can anyone please drop her number again? I will drop the number again. I just did. Viva says, I'm 50 years and I have MBA in Ghana. I have green card status. What can I do here? Hey, Viva, Obi opposition, yeah, Jiremo day. There's nothing to do. Whap him. I
She
can't
has a
somebody else.
permanent. She has a green card. Become
Yeah,
a citizen. You're 50 years old. Become a citizen. What
I
are you
can't
waiting
somebody
for?
citizen.
Yeah, become a citizen. Lock yourself in.
What did I just director can I say buy a plane ticket? What's it mean yet? Buy a plane ticket and you are there. Oh man. Sure. Viva Obi Pel situation when you that day.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to unmute himself with any question? Emmanuel, I dropped the number, so you should have a number again. And Viva said phone number, please. Viva, I did put the number there too. To patrol any question, yeah.
Yes, I have one. This might sound, I don't expect to have an answer. And Pacho, I want to understand that Tap Tap is a political show. We've seen a lot of rhetoric around like we have to work around immigration, which is true. That has to be done, right? Immigration is not just the border of like Mexico, but it's more of a macro issue. The question is, both parties want to fix a problem. My question is, how extreme do you expect for one political party to go? Because both parties will do something about immigration, right? How extreme do we anticipate? And I understand the right policy, but what do you think? How far could it go? Because a long time ago, some 2016, I was flying back to the US. Right before I landed, some people were told that they were on a no-fly list, so they had to go back to their own country, which is an interesting time. So, yeah, but what do you anticipate? And again, please, this is not gospel. I'm just asking, like, as a conversational piece.
Yeah. Right now, it's hard to say because each side is campaigning. And when you're campaigning, you're going to say what you think would get you elected.
Naturally.
I know that both sides have proposed, an idea of what they're going to offer immigrants once they get into the office. But I think I've done this now with I think 3 different presidential administrations to see that there's what is said on a campaign trail and what actually happens when you get into the Oval. And it's not always the case.
It's just like dating.
I'm sorry?
It's just like dating.
Exactly. It's I would even say it's almost like going for a job interview, right? The first day is your best day. Your suit is sharp, your shoes are shined. Everything is, once you get the job, that's when you came 15 minutes early to the interview, now you're 15 minutes late for the job. We don't always see the translate, sadly, into what happens when you get into the office. And it's not always the person's fault as far as the president, because the government is nuanced. For one thing to come into being, a lot of other things have to be aligned. And if a president wants to supersede any one part of government, you have situations like you have now with the Biden parole program, where he decided, I'm going to implement this program without going through the proper channels. And now the program, though it's existing, gets stalled because now it's in court. So it's hard to say what it's gonna look like, or which side is going to do any one thing. I always say that, there is this narrative that one side is usually really firm and strict when it comes to immigration. Another side is more liberal when it comes to immigration.
Passive or liberal?
Liberal, I would say.
Okay.
Not even passive, like liberal, because yeah, I'll stick with liberal.
Okay.
But if you're in this space and you're in this world, you'll realize that those that are seen as liberal have actually been more strict and more stringent in their policies than those that are seen as the conservative side. It's just that you didn't see it, you don't know about it. And I mean, I think if you watch the news, you hear that, there were more deportations during the Obama administration than there has been in other administrations. And that's shocking to everybody because he's an immigrant and he's a minority and all of that, but that was the reality. So I don't necessarily ascribe, a party to a policy, because you would think that Democrats are, pro-immigrants, but then there's a lot of deportations happening during Democratic rule. You would think Republicans are anti-immigrants, but then there's also things that they've done. So it's a toss-up. I don't think it's a party thing. I think it's a person thing. That's my thing.
So in a nutshell, people need to come learn more before this administration goes away, right? Because
absolutely.
It's coming. And your event in October, Mpamacho, Mamino green card, no. I don't know if you need a plane ticket. We don't provide that, but just go, and maybe there might be something that might be able to help here. It's okay to come.
So the timing, if I may, the timing of the program was not by accident. One, the green card lottery opens up in October. So
Ooh.
that's one reason why I chose October. And 2, elections is in November. And I don't know who's going to be in the Oval in
Yep.
January.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So my thing
What
is,
elections is in November?
excuse me, the US elections is in November and the Ghana elections is in December. It's
Hey,
a
USA in
volatile,
November.
yeah.
Hey,
How do you not know that?
this is
How?
Minto Abakrada.
And he lives in the swing state.
Could you imagine? Oh my
Minto
goodness.
Abakrada.
But yes, please. The U.S. election is in November, and Ghana elections is in December, and it's a volatile, political year because who knows what's going to happen come November. So it's not an accident. If you know a loved one, or you know someone in Ghana, then do this because let them come.
I thought the US is soon in December.
No, we're doing Santa Claus and winter in December.
Yenya ho snow no yenya ampa.
Exactly.
Police has stop embarrassing yourself. You say baby for baby ho. Ube revoke him citizenship because he named that Twaba. Hey, Asembeni.
That is a thing.
Can we put a flag-
Denaturalization does exist. Denaturalization does exist.
Can we put the thing in the chat again? Heather's asking the
Oh.
date and location of flyer. If we have to, please patch up PK. If you could put it in the chat again. It's happening October. Lloyd, I'm sorry. What date is it?
10/10, October 10th.
October 10/10. Please. I'm in the US trying to get my boyfriend who lives in Ghana to the US. Yes, exactly. Please ask him to go. We have a free ticket for you. PK, do we get additional people for today? And so won't pay tickets.
Masani Amawo, Nipa 4.
Oh, they're not serious. They need we got to check tickets now. We'll fill the seats, I promise.
No problem.
Now since I had 24. There's only one left.
No, I gave an additional 25 today for us to get to
Oh, additional 25.
Yeah, for us to get to 50. Because Mempeso Bakas or pastor say, what the pastor not to write out quite a bit more. Like all this rhetoric that people are listening to. And I said my cousin when they have the same last name, all that Patrom show. Please send your loved ones to go. And the fact that Lawyer Road is going there to go charge those rates by an hour, which is not even comparable to student loans. It's charity work. So please, let's help. Let's all of us. Not even help. Let's help ourselves. In Pacho. October 10, Lancaster Hotel. PK, thank you so much. Please. Thank you. PK, back to you.
Oh, I'm getting text message. Guys, calm down. It's a joke. Are they? So you really did not know it's a joke. Calm down, Mebajo. I serve diligently for almost 15 years. Come on, man. Okay.
That's my surprise. I'm like, a serviceman?
Nah, I don't mind them. We can't even joke with our people anymore. I said, man, producer Nyaji, all be lie. You go explain. I go explain later. You go get evidence.
Okay, what's the date?
I said, man, I don't know. Google Crabos, your trusted presidential election day. Even on your calendar is marked as election day. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yo, mommy reading the comments. Heather says, I will fly.
Wow.
I think she was. I'll be flying to Accra for this event. Thank you so much. Can't wait to meet you.
Awesome. Heather, please get a ticket. Please get a ticket for yourself and your boyfriend. We're pumped. Please.
Heather, please come and meet me. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, please.
We'll take a picture and send it to PK.
See, it's only right.
Yeah, we'll put it on our Startups in Ghana Facebook page.
I agree. We should.
You should probably have some Startups and banners and everything over there too.
I mean, at this point, it's a partnership. So at this point, yeah.
Yeah, the partnership. But our cousins and uncles and aunties are not filling the seat. I don't know why. Now I think we need to raise the price to 700. I've heard on this speed, about.
This person knows me personally. I don't know who this person is.
Heather, please reach out to PK. PK will get you tickets. These are tickets that are already paid for. You're gonna get good seats. Go listen to her speak, please. This is Maza. Retainers are not cheap. You're not free in Pachomonko. PK, I can't scream it enough.
But you're not screaming. I mean, yo. As a PK, you don't get calendars. Samsung, I think that this person knows me. Anyways, Heather, how do I get the tickets? Heather, so go ahead and private message me your number and I will add your name to the list. I think Heather will need two. I think her and her boyfriend, right? So they will need two.
Yeah.
Okay, so and Heather, if you have any If your boyfriend have any family members who also wants to learn more, I believe with this kind of education, it's better when you are there yourself than somebody going to listen to it then coming back to tell you about it, because then you miss a lot of information. Yeah.
100.
Plus, after the event, you can do a quick one-on-one with a lawyer. And
So people that are coming to the event, I was gonna actually save it to the event, but I guess I'll say now, we'll be getting a 15-minute voucher. So you can actually set up one-on-one time with me after, because the day of, I'll be answering questions obviously on site, but then you may want more individualized time. So we're making it like a benefit to those who come that you'd be able to get a 15 minutes either phone call or chat with me while I'm in Ghana. So yeah.
Awesome. Samsung is asking, how do I confirm my name's on the list? Please reach out to PK and confirm that your name is on the list. So far we have, PK, we have, how many people do we have? 23 or 25?
So when I sent you the 4 people,
now.
that was 23. So
Yeah,
with Heather and the boyfriend, will make 25.
Exactly. So we have additional, so AQR, one ticket.
Gideon. Okay, Gideon just messaged me.
Awesome. Awesome.
Patrimonia Lab line and family. So Heather, I
Awesome.
got your information. Let me go ahead and update it.
Awesome.
Samsung private message me your number and I'll update it. So
Awesome.
that put us at 27. If we do, hey, Agoda, you ran away from YouTube to come to Zoom. Good. Please,
Awesome.
okay, Agoda want to. Somebody just mentioned my name.
Yes, please. I also need a ticket. I want to give to my wife, please.
Yeah, hold on. Don't go yet. Let me do it line by line and family. So
Okay.
Yeah, send him direct message, Pamacho, because PK he's taking all by himself. Pacho, just send him a direct message.
all right. So let me go. So the first person that I'm gonna be taking is Heather. Heather, I don't know if I got your number yet.
It's two foods from last week. That's
I
great.
got you, Heather. I got your number. So let me go ahead and write your number down. Plus,
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for participating, because Pamacho, this is really, really important. It's very rich. And Rhoda, thank you so much for doing this. I know I keep
pleasure.
saying that. Pacho,
and
Monko.
guys, come slow down so that I can get this, because once we end the Zoom, I will lose all the information. So
Yes.
Mami and lab line and family. So Ikea.
Take it easy. PK wears glasses. He can't see properly.
Well, I want your glasses, crowd. Still. Actually, that didn't work. Hey, I'm gonna message you. Not the night I will be this. So Ikea, I'm on yours, but it's jumping. Okay. Hey. Producer, this will be a boy meal. 702. Okay, Kia, you are Heather and Kia are registered. Heather is 2. Kia, you already put yours down too. So the next person, okay, is Agata. Agata 2. And Agata, you say you need 2 tickets, right? Nephew in Ghana. You'll be a message. Okay. Plus. Lawyer, once you cry, you'll be over Filio.
It's okay. I'm there for a while. We can make it. We can accommodate it.
So OG is a current to be accommodated. So I'm back.
Listen, the horror stories I hear here, man, like, yeah. Even was it last Friday?
Landing for more number never cry. We had enough family sources here.
So I missed certain things. Is this meeting being recorded so that some of us will can rewatch it?
It's on Facebook and YouTube, HRTV, and Tatups in Ghana.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Because last week I requested two tickets, so I'm praying that you have my name on there for my 2 families.
Would you hold it up? Well, who would you am? But me no be me this. I say me make tickets and I me think of seat. I didn't say anybody's name, but because I'm going for BD or and he put me on the blast. I we did mature in the dada.
Thank you. Rhoda, well done once again. Well done.
Thank you.
We're really grateful for, hopefully, God willing, you'll open a branch in Ghana because a lot of people need this knowledge because, obviously people want to come to America, the
Yeah.
land of opportunities and stuff. So God willing, in a year or two, you'll have a branch in
Amen.
Ghana. Amen. Amen to that.
Amen. Thank you.
Yo, Rhoda, you know who Samsung is? Guess who?
I think Fufu from last
Yes.
week.
I knew this person might be an insider. All right. Okay, cool. I think I have everybody. Me patch me body. So if me nyawa no can massage din why also remember your fufu date why.
Fufu dates.
Okay, hold on. I think say I saw somebody obi didn't buy it and in free obi didn't buy it. Okay, let me mention the name. Say 1 2 Diasacho Dibium. I have Heather for 2, Ikea for 1, Agata for 1, Gideon for 1. Agata was just 2 or 1. Please type for me. Type in my say if your ticket was 2 or 1.
Please. 2, please.
Okay, let me go ahead and put 2 down. Well, yeah, they pass on sure because every day be home YouTube on them say Osha Honum. Thank you very much for being a good patron. And Gideon, who else am I missing? Oh, producer also here back. A-Class, go ahead. A-Class, what's up, so go ahead. Unmute yourself, why?
Thank you very much, Rhoda. When we posted this on other groups, so they were asking, when are you going to do it in Kumasi as well? Since Accra is of a distance to those in the northern zones, into the. Do you have any plans doing it for Kumasi for the northern zones?
So we do, because I think last week, I don't know if it was the same. Is it Uncle Jimmy? Is it the same person?
Yes, Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah, I think had asked, and like I said, we've been getting a lot of demand. So we are looking into it. If we're able to secure at least 30 people that say, okay, we want this, and secure the location and the payments and everything, we will do it. Because I'm in Ghana for some time. And again, I had no business going to Ghana this year. I kid you not. Ghana was not on my. People that know me usually know I plan my trips a year in advance. I planned this, I think, was it August, September? That's when all of this came about. And so I'm doing this because I feel led to do it because it's necessary. So if we're able to at least get, I'll say like 40. Let's see if I can get 40 people who will commit and say, we will come, we will support this, then yeah, we'll make it. If I'm already in Ghana, why not? So yeah. So is it A-Class? If you can get me, is A-Class? If you can get me some names,
I think what would be helpful for you, Rhoda, it's I'm pleading with people. Of course, she's my family, so I gotta speak up. But A-Class, and those who are listening in UK, even Director David, especially PK. Now that she's going to Ghana, can we please help her with some publicity as well? Maybe you may know a television station, a radio station in Kumasi, in Takrade, in various wherever cities in Ghana. Hey, Bia. So when your client opportunity come next to these platforms to really draw the people in and let them know, say this is who she is, this is what she's helping, our fellow Ghanaians with, maybe it will go a long way. Na and biano so mundim tycoons of tycoons wa Ghana. Do so to me a day financial a bit to me attached so that when she gets to Ghana, it's easy. Accra, like Oko Kumasi, and now Oko Takrade. So please, I'm pleading with you all to also tap into your resources and your network in Ghana, PK. Those who are in the media, in wherever, the platform to really talk. Steady Bay will be easy for people in Kumasi and for her to also move about in Ghana while she's there. So thank you so much.
All right. Oh, DRC to ask the question: do we have a free initial consult with Rhoda? And that's what you're having right now. This is your free initial consult or personal consult, Miss Referendable KY. Miss Ajo Vivian, Yes, see, F1. Actually, your name is part of the list that I sent to Director David earlier. So your name is already gone. When your ticket is ready, you'll get your invitation, right? Agatha says, because you are providing us with great service, I love the YouTube platform and I just see the host and don't get distracted. Oh, thank you very much, Agatha. You're such a punctual member on YouTube. I think it's a YouTube notes. It's one of my girls we prefect to Hawaii. Hey, now you're Bama, so whatever gender you are, I don't know. What am I
I'm a
prefect?
girl. I'm a
Oh,
woman.
oh, okay. And what are we present? Women organizer. Oh, hold on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And the YouTube name, somebody was asking it, it's HRTV for YouTube and Facebook, and also Tatap Sengana Facebook page. Yeah, well, hold on. True, there are many people who can benefit from this amazing opportunity. Or is it HR? No, it's HRE TV. I think so. We already have. Okay, I'm gonna type it over HRE TV. And if you just type it just like that, now you're gonna. Oh, yeah, my question sending it private. Let me send it to everyone. Again, HRE TV. Guys, any more questions, please? Any more questions? So again, I'm gonna go over these names again. I have Agata 2 tickets, Gideon 1, Lord 2, Nana Kojo. I don't have your number. Nana Kojo, can you IM me, personal message me your number so that I can put your number next to your name? You only put your name, but you didn't text me your number. And Enoch, I have Enoch also for 1 ticket. So these are the names that I have. Oh, and I have Heather for 2, and the Kia also for 1 ticket as well. Can you, Nana Kojo, can you send me your number so that I can go ahead? Hey, I can't send a message. Lawyer, this one is for you. What language will Rhoda speak in Kumasi?
I saw that.
Oh.
Please, I speak Triwai, but because my tree is not near dead to say, Kumasi.
And of course,
Kumasi,
some song was laughing at it.
I married a Ghana man, so don't worry, Trino, dear, you'll be good. You'll be good. Yeah,
Okay.
like he speaks that proper heavy tree, so we have no problem.
Oh, so guess what? Actually, I'm missing this guy. Enoch Menyao. Me who Cybers. I think it's Cybers who did the number. Oh, Cyber is Enoch.
Yeah.
That's also another Enoch. Oh, and it's the same Enoch now. Ofori Opoku. Okay, it's the same one. Okay. Got you. Heather says, can I get 1 more ticket for my BF's brother? Heather, I'll put you down for 3 then. All right. Nana Kojo, I'm waiting on you so that we can go ahead and wrap this up. I will do the interpretation for Rhoda for free. No worries.
You'll be fighting with my husband for that one, but okay.
Please, I've sent it.
You sent it, right?
Yes. On Zoom.
Hey, Nana Kojo, you sure so send it,
Oh, a direct message to you.
Send it again, I'm here. I think it's all send it more before.
Oh, okay.
Put this on the brow, Debbie, I don't have it. Oh, yeah, sure. What's that saying? Oh, the bro. I only come my producer. One for me. Okay. Until I'm producer testing my mind, Pajo.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right. At this point, I'm gonna call upon director to give us a sign up message. Then, before director go ahead and do that, can you go ahead and give us your final words? I don't like using the word final words. I say nipane kwako sebi. Can you give us your final statement? The word final is a problem still. Can you give us your
closing?
Can you give us your closing statement? Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm not dying anytime soon. But yeah, thank you. I wanted to say a big thank you. I think it's been 3 weeks. It's been fun. And I hope the information has been informative. Beyond anything, I want to make sure people are understanding what I'm saying, because if you're just sitting and listening to me, you're not understanding it, then it's pointless. So again, I'm doing this because I want you all to get the information so that your lives are easier, so that you may not need me, right? If you need me, we bless God. If you don't, it's okay too. But again, thank you so much. Derek, thank you to Tap. Man, when I started doing this, I prayed to God. I said, no, do your thing. connect me to the people that you need me to be connected to, and let's give the people the information. And all of this has happened, so I'm very, very grateful. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, as many faces, especially Heather, since you're flying to Ghana to come and attend. To see as many faces and to at least make sure that people walk away impacted and get the right information that they need. So thank you, and God bless. I'll see you there.
All right. Before you leave, Nana Kojo, you gave us two numbers. Which one should we send the ticket to? Because you have a Ghana number and a US number. And whilst you try to answer the question, Agata says, how do we get a ticket? Please, your ticket will be sent to you via text message. That is the reason why we're getting those numbers. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be sent to you by WhatsApp text message. It's not going to be your direct number text message. So WhatsApp text message. So please.
Okay, so PK, you can send it to my MTN number, please.
The Ghana number.
0243.
Okay. And it's on WhatsApp, right?
It's on WhatsApp, yes.
All right, boss.
Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. So Heather said, this is my second Zoom meeting with you. Thank you so much. You are so generous with your time and so incredibly knowledgeable. Heather, thank you very much for also being a good patron. Thanks a zillion, guys. Nyamin Shira Munyina Bebre, especially to Rhoda and Tatap. May your labor not be in vain. This is see you later. This is not goodbye, because we're definitely going to catch you when you come back from Ghana. Like director said, there's so much stuff that the people want to hear when it comes to immigration, when it comes to the law, and with your stronghold being immigration, you know, you better bar my heart at it. And we please, Yankopon show us up on Monday. More grease to your elbow. Na nya abotrema because yani be was say once a week and they will my every quarter be any actual back up and baby sir. Director, send a message in answer so. Director, oh. Director will mute Nagasara. Yeah, director will mute. Okay. All right. So director, maybe when you call into the if any startup send page funny be one of my bet my any send a message a class and Danny and Uncle Jimmy one man.
I was young. Oh yeah, that one I must say at this time. Special thanks, Madam Rhoda from Mrs. from Paul. We say God bless you and bless you and bless you and bless you so much for dedicating your time, your energy, and resources to be on this show 3 times on a row. No, at RCP, we really, really appreciate everything. Be how you may be, I mean, inshallah, and we believe and hope say the events coming up in Ghana is going to be a great success. Peace and love be unto you and your fam and your family. On behalf of Tata Percent, we say God bless you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. On this note, we're gonna draw the curtains for everything. Again, Rosemary Menu says, thank you so much. This was so informative. Thank you guys very much for listening. Thank you guys for inviting your friends and family and loved ones to come to the show. Next week, we will be talking about how to buy a home in the US. It's very important. A lot of people, this is right now, I know they're trying to say the buyer's market. Actually, reverse the seller's market. And please take advantage of it. Buying a home, selling a home amounts to the same thing, because without a seller, there cannot be a buyer. So please, if you try to sell your home and if you try to buy a home, this will be a great opportunity for us to meet and talk again. And we're gonna have our very own veteran Nana Hene to run us through this. The last time he was here was phenomenal. Like, people were just absorbing information left, right, center, and we're gonna bring it back again. Then right after that, we're gonna talk about how to get how to finance your loan for your home and business with Nana Akowa, the financial guru or financial specialist. Then right after that, we're going to talk about cybersecurity with our awesome new guest. Also, I'm not being the first time on the show, because October is the cyber month, and we're going to get into cybersecurity as well. So these are our 3 main topics coming up, and depending on how the traffic and the volume goes, we might do part 1, part 2. Maybe we might just give it in one shot. Into the Edamase, say Yakopo Akabaho, number to me, ɛta yɛ chiema dwupeni no akɔso kama na me hyɛ wo nyinaa no so sɛ wokɔ Ghana na wopɛ bia pa akɔda hwehwɛ Feel Good Homes most for HRFPK his Royal Freshness PK ahana emrema akwema minimum edi dwumede de besie and the directors here nye Q&A session with Tap Send because bibia akɔso kama wanum say ebiam so pɛ ticket no edi akɔ seminar na lawyer Rhoda program na ekɔ so Lancaster Hotel formerly known as Golden Tulip ewo Accra 37 honoma Michelle Bomadia or message me onsa ebeka ticket ni be director BM for extra 25 and this is our support giving back to lawyer for all the great things that she has done for us, and that's our sort of corporate social responsibility as well to the community, and also impacting knowledge to the people back home and making them do their visa application or immigration path right the first time to alleviate any future issues that they might get through. Yeah, that must say YouTube for the Facebook for mamo buying mo commenting na so yeni a brand da nyina mamo fresh so yeah that must say mo cause one support jubedi near the ready bremo way a time with Tap Send on HRTV with Obibiara. Producer directors Dana Lord, Dana Boat, A Class Danny, and everybody at large. God bless you.